I neglected to read an email that I got from before. Two new models of the two models of laptop you're using right at the village. I already bought the other one. If you don't hurry, I'll buy the other one too as backup machine. Yeah. All right. I already checked both of those tents, so let's go look over here. We've got quite a bit to talk about. There's some stuff I think deserves some discussing from the last couple of videos. Yeah, that's almost certainly going to be an upgraded. Yeah. What do you want to bet that's just going to have like more memory? So I will get that when I have the money for it. We've got something to discuss in the meantime, though, and I'll do that as I'm doing some running around here. So, I kind of get the feeling that one thing that La-Mulana and Nigoro, the company that made it, accomplishes really, really well, and they were probably trying to do very intentionally, was to have these boss enemies, these guardians of the ruins, try to come across as these horrible, abominable, Lovecraftian, underworldly horrors, the like of which mortal man cannot comprehend, and will probably go fucking insane just by looking upon. I think that's kind of the feel that they're going for with these bosses. You know, increasingly so with each one that you meet. Now, they definitely accomplish that feeling. And they do so in the way that really makes me love video gaming for its uniqueness over other sorts of media, that you can tell a story with the interactivity of things. And that's kind of the tale that they're trying to tell here, is, you know, the man who's going into the ruins and kind of like in a weird way discovering himself as he goes through these ridiculous, obtuse, overbearing challenges, dealing with these eldritch horrors of these monsters. One could almost say that Amphibious-Bena, Sakit, Elmac, Bahamut, Vi, so on and so forth, you know, Baphomet, Palunk, and Tiamat. One could almost say that, you know, even they, for as horrible as they are not the real eldritch horrors. Nigoro, the people who made this game, Naramura is the real, unbearable thing that the human mind cannot even comprehend. He is an eldritch horror that has been given flesh in the shape of a human being and manifests his uncanny ways in video game design. To fantastic effect, no doubt. Here, let me focus to see if I can get this. Yeah, okay, see if I can get this seal without falling down. I'm going to keep talking, because we got a lot to talk about. So, what is there to say about this boss fight, Bahamut? So first, let's get the most obvious thing out of the way. I took on Bahamut underpowered. No doubt in my mind, obviously, and several people have told me that. I get it, I realize that. And I had realized that after a few hours of making attempts on him. By that point, when I realized and was instructed that there were items and equipment that I could get later in the ruins that would have made the Bahamut boss fight a lot easier to finish, I had already invested so much time into it that it would seem kind of disrespectful of the time that I had spent and the skills that I had spent hours grinding up to just come back and win him really easily with items that I didn't have access to yet. In a weird way, it would kind of feel like cheating. I know it wouldn't really be cheating by any objective measurement, but it would be disrespecting all the skills that I had, you know, ground up to that point. I'm not going to do it again. From here on out, that type of challenge is absolutely uncorrigible. I can't force myself to do that kind of thing for an entire LP. So from here on out, I'm going to be finding the necessary items, and if I take too many attempts on a boss, I will, you know... That's okay, I've still got stuff to talk about. If I take too many attempts on a boss, I'll go find what equipment it is I'm missing, so that I have, you know, the necessary items and techniques and everything necessary to make the boss fight doable. So yeah, you won't see a repeat of this. I realize I did the same dumb thing that I did with Sakit years ago. You know, I took him on in a way more difficult fashion than I needed to. So I did that now just out of simple stubbornness and for the sake of my own vindication and catharsis, but I won't do it again. This brings up the question about the boss fight itself. I mentioned kind of in passing at the end of the last video when I finally beat him after 32 attempts that I could write an entire book on that one boss fight alone. And I think there's really a lot to talk about in the technicals of that fight, at least when taking it on as an underpowered character. Despite all the frustration and anger that you heard me voice, I will say that that was technically a good, difficult boss fight. It was not technically unsound or technically invalid. Like, the definition for a good, difficult boss fight is if, even with theoretical, good, theoretical human reflexes, and please tell me that breaks open, yes. Birth seal, I got another seal, awesome. So with theoretical good human reflexes, and theoretical human reaction time, and reasonable gamer intuition, could I beat the boss on the very first attempt? Is it even technically possible? Not practically possible, but technically possible. And if the answer to that is yes, then in a technical sense, you have a good boss fight, no matter how hard it is. It's a good, difficult boss fight. Now, the only thing that this really precludes is the absence of luck elements and randomness, and stuff that is really just utterly unintuitive. I will say that the Bahamut boss fight there towed that line, but it didn't cross it. It was very, very close to getting over that line, but it didn't quite cross it. Anyway, what's up there? Let me open this first before I keep talking. Life gem, very good. Alright, so I'm going to grind up some money. You get to see me do that on camera while I continue to talk about this. Yeah, so that's the technical definition of a good boss fight. And the Bahamut boss fight, it does match that technical definition. It toes the line, but it doesn't cross it. It was a good, hard boss fight. Now, I want to examine some of the minutia of the boss fight when you're going at it with an underpowered character with no reasonable weapon other than your shurikens. Probably first off, it's worth mentioning that the vulnerability window, both in the sense of the physical size of the hitbox and in a time sense, like how frequently Bahamut was vulnerable, were both tremendously small. It was so tiny compared to the actual amount of time that you have to endure all his attacks. Not only was the window of vulnerability itself small, but his what's the best way to put it? His window of vulnerability was also very, very conditional. Like, he never, you notice the pattern that he fought me with, he never strictly had, like, he didn't have a strict pattern that he followed. It looked like it was more of a random number generator kind of thing. He was never strictly required to jump up and, spit the water beam at me so that I could get up there. And even when he was doing that, the left and right movement of the aqueduct would change my lateral motion such that when it was moving left or right, I would have to constantly correct that. And based upon, whether he was appearing on my left or right, that would either give me an extra opportunity to attack him. You notice sometimes I was able to shoot 2 shurikens into his mouth, or it would give me no opportunity to attack him. Also, the AI was such that after diving at me from the front over and over again, if he had managed to push me over to one side of the arena, then he would pop up on in the water and spit the water beam at me from the other side, which, if I weren't careful, I simply wouldn't have the time to make it to the other side of the arena before getting blasted by the water beam. You saw that towards the end of my final attempt there. So it wasn't quite randomness, because if you anticipated things properly, and if you were very good at correcting your lateral movement for the left and right motions of the aqueduct, you could anticipate all of that and still win. It would take tremendous degrees of patience and stamina, like you saw me execute there. Even so, I was nearly out of health and shurikens when I got to the end of the fight. That required just great levels of endurance. Again, there's nothing technically wrong with that. A hard boss fight should require a great level of endurance, but that was a pretty extreme example. So anyway, there was that. There was almost randomness when it came to the movement of the aqueduct versus when he, which side of the screen he appears on. And you have to, make micro corrections for your lateral movement quite frequently with the left-right motion of the aqueduct. There was all that. I think it's also worth saying that the his second move that he got halfway through the fight after he knocked down his health a little bit, where he's doing that Danmaku spitting explosive at you, that was fairly random, even though there was a pretty solid way of taking care of it. The best way to take care of it is to be kind of in the middle of the arena and simply jump whenever you see one of the balls coming straight up out of his mouth. That means it's in the middle and it's going to come straight for you. So again, not really, like technical randomness, but not functional randomness. So again, it wasn't really a luck element there. There was quite a bit of skill to be had. It still got almost into, bullshit luck territory, because depending upon how you jumped, you might end up in kind of a cluster of those water bombs and unable to dodge them. It didn't happen frequently enough to really call it a technical failing, but there you go. So there was all that. There was another portion of this here that I think I'm forgetting. Also, somebody's pinging me, so let me pause the recording. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, yeah, so there was one last aspect of the boss that I wanted to address. Aside from all those technicals that I just mentioned, there was also, this way, La-Mulana has kind of become, at least to my mind, and to my experience, unique as a metroidvania game. Because the very heart of a metroidvania sequenced adventure game is that you're given access to new areas by given new items that give you new abilities, either for combat or movement or world interaction or what have you. Now, this is all fine, appropriate, that's how things are supposed to happen. Now, hopefully, every time you get one of these new items, it will give you an ability that is not just useful in one dungeon or solving one particular problem, but something that will also be useful like just in generic combat situations or generic movement. Probably a pretty good example of that would be like in Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, there was the hook shot. And the hookshot was necessary not only to solve the puzzles of its respective dungeon and to kill the boss, but it ended up being a good weapon later on too. It acted as an alternative to the boomerang in freezing most enemies, and also would let you, pull yourself across areas and grab some items more quickly than the boomerang would. So that kind of an example here. Hopefully the items you get will let you do this. Now that level of functionality, like that level of I have this new item, and not only did it give me an ability necessary to clear that dungeon, but it also gives me an overall power that's overall useful. That being a mainstay of Metroidvania games, you'd expect that for a boss of a Metroidvania game, you could be reasonably expected to beat that boss with no more than the abilities, equipment, and items that you would have that you would have naturally gotten by that point just through ordinary sequencing. Like, for instance, in like Super Metroid or Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, they would never expect you to get to the very end of a certain major area of the game and then not fight that boss, but instead go to other areas and then come back once you have the necessary items to make the boss really doable. They would never expect you to do that. That's just something that the game design wouldn't have even asked for. Now, but that's something here that La-Mulana has effectively done. It did that with Sakit before. It didn't expect me to go in and just take Sakit head on merely after I cleared the temple or the mausoleum of the giants. It instead expected me, to come here, get the knife and the life gem, and then go back there to stand a greater chance against Sakit. And now it's done the same thing with Bahamut. The game developers are basically expecting that I would have come in with the axe and or the flare gun and make Bahamut a lot easier. In other words, they want me to get right up to the end of the spring of the sky, go elsewhere, and then come back. Which this brings up the question, from the viewpoint of somebody who makes a sequenced adventure game. Is that okay? Is that acceptable? Is that a good piece of design? Expecting you to go explore more before you beat that area's particular boss. And I'm going to say that it's unusual, but it's valid. It's not an invalid way to do things. The reason I say that is because these are exploration games. The whole point of the game is if you have the go wherever you're able movement abilities that's typical to Metroidvania games, and this implies exploration. If you can't do something here, come back and go somewhere else and then come back again when you have more abilities. There's no technical reason why that has to apply just to level access. There's no technical reason why that has to apply just to parts of the game you can reach. That can also for utterly equivalent reasons also apply to boss fights. So I wouldn't call it exactly intuitive just because it's so rarely done. But at the same time, there's nothing really wrong with it either, because again, this is, I mean, it's La-Mulana. It is kind of their goal to push the envelope of 2D game design and make things, you know, unusually hard. I mean, this is made by the people who grew up playing the Nintendo and Sega Genesis games in the 16-bit era just like we did, and they want to make the games, you know, as if 2D had never really died, you know, as if we didn't start having blocky paper mache 3D and, you know, hand-holding games that just totally tell you everything to do. So, you know, they want to say, what if the games of our childhood had never stopped evolving and stayed on similar power hardware? So, yeah, what's the conclusion? What's the verdict I come to from all this? The verdict I come to is that Bahamut boss fight was fine. Yes, I got frustrated. Yes, I got mad. Yes, it was so hard that when I beat it with my underpowered character, I was practically in tears. But you know what? Those tears weren't all from frustration. In fact, they weren't even mostly from frustration. The biggest part of it was catharsis. The biggest part of it was I was very, very, very pleased with myself to have done something that was extraordinarily, incredibly difficult. That was really the biggest part. Also, is the seal one that I can break? I don't think it is. Yeah, no, that's not one of the designs. But, yeah, so the boss fight itself, no complaints. I mean, I'm probably never going to fight it that way again, because now I know I can, you know, get better items and then come back and have an easier time of it. If I come back to replay La-Mulana on my own, I'm not going to do it that same way. But I don't have to, because now I've got the incredibly satisfying video evidence of me having done what was effectively a high-grade challenge, you know, high-grade challenge run spectacle. You know, like those people who say, I'm gonna play Mega Man whatever and use only this exact weapon and have all these ridiculous limitations on my gameplay style and, you know, never dash and never jump. And, like, for anybody who's ever seen any of Height of Beasts videos, he's a Mega Man LPer, and he's done some really, really amazing stuff in the Mega Man and Mega Man X games. I'll have his profile linked in this video's description. We've got to slow down. Let me come right back. Okay, sorry about that. So anyway, yeah, so I'll have his profile linked in this video's description, just so you know who I'm talking about if you don't know already. But Height of Beast is one of those guys who will take, like, a classic game and put all these incredible restrictions upon his own gameplay and just go at it for months on end, attempt after attempt after attempt, and then simply show us the final attempt where he's doing these superhuman, incredible things that you'd never ever expect to do, simply because he practiced so much at it. That is effectively what I've just accomplished with Bahamut. And it felt so good. It still feels good. I'm still kind of on cloud 9 having done that. Because I know, even though it was born of stubbornness, and even though it was born of ridiculous, you know, lack of exploration, and me not paying attention to details, and me, you know, refusing to metroidvania in a metroidvania game, I still did something really, really, really fucking hard, and I'm proud of that. Anyway, I just got an email. Warch, and I just wanted to warn you not to jump in for fun, because it's going to get a pretty strong flow. If you get carried to the bottom of the waterfall, you ain't coming back. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, thank you. Although I do have the scale sphere now, so now that we're here, let's just examine this. Yeah, whatever. Oh, that's probably a one-hit kill, isn't it? Yeah, I'll choose to save before I go do that. But yeah, so that's more or less my assessment. I kind of unknowingly then stumbled into a challenge, if that makes sense. You know, I did something that was inordinately, unreasonably difficult. I don't plan on continuing that. From here on out, it's going to be my goal to play this game smarter, not harder. So, that was fun, though. I think now that video of me killing Bahamut on attempt number 32 will now replace me killing Sakit on attempt number 20 as the most impressive thing I've ever done on camera in a video game. So, now that we got all that out of the way, I'm going to explore. I've already got a couple of things in mind that I want to accomplish. Like, I think I'm going to take on that waterfall immediately after I save. In fact, let's go do that right now, just, you know, before we even break this video up. And, yeah, let's do this. just for fun. Let's go see what it does for us. And then there's also a couple of things in the Temple of the Sun and the Spring of the Sky that I feel like I want to investigate, and I'll go do those some more. If I remember properly, there's going to be quite a bit of a gap now between this and my next major boss fight. And you know what? That's appropriate, because I'm sick of taking on these bosses underpowered. I'm going to go at it with appropriate equipment from here on out. So, for those of you who might be worried based on the emotional extremes that I exhibited in those prior videos, no, I'm not quitting. You know, I'm still going to finish this. If I were going to quit, I wouldn't have let Bahamut take that many attempts out of me, honestly. But anyway, so now I've saved. Let's go see what this waterfall has for us. See, so I've got the scale sphere, so the water's not hurting me. I just fall. Smack. Yeah, this is just where I was before. This is the exit pipe to the aqueduct. And is this the boat? Yeah, I think that's the boat that I rode during the Bahamut boss fight. Also, there's something in the rock over here. I didn't notice this before. Huh. I'm whipping it. Let's see if I can get it out of there. Ooh. Oh, another life gem. That must be the surface's life gem. Just totally stumbled into that. I wonder if I can, like, I might need a double jump to get up to it, but I wonder if I can get, like, that bird to knock me into it. That'd be really fun if I got that to happen, wouldn't it? Or can I, like, springboard off of this raft, or... No, that's not happening. So, okay. I'll remember that the gem is there. In fact, let's go off screen and come back and just hope it doesn't disappear. It probably shouldn't. Yeah, okay, the chest is just remaining open, so... Whew. Okay, so that's it for now. I will start to come back when I get my other stuff done. Yep, I made it. I probably could have gotten here just as easily with a double jump, but I just kind of jumped down from the ledge up above, and let's get my well-deserved reward. 192 health. I think that's half my total health bar there. Awesome. In my explorations of how to trying to figure out how to deal with the plug, like that machinery at the bottom of the spring here, I just randomly wandered into the wall, and I don't know what's going on over here. Whacking the wall, whacking the wall. Ooh, a chest. And some money, okay. Not the most important treasure ever, but I guess a nice little Easter egg. Okay. I'm gonna come back when I figure out how to work the machinery of this place. Once again, I feel like a complete and total tool bucket. I have failed to notice that there's another room down here. Damn it. Okay, those seeking Eden, open the 4 boxes, then seek the 4 pedestals, stand before a face of highest rank in a place bathed in moonlight. I'm sure that's a prompt I'll get later. So, chain. Pretty out. Oh, yep, that thing's reacting to my hits. Let's whip it good. Okay, I guess that was a chain holder. Let's go up top and see if I can... This is probably a pulley is what this is. Let's see if I can interact with this now. Yep. Yeah, alright, let's see what that did. I'm pretty sure I remember from my partial playthrough that I did not record of La-Mulana, that this empties into the Temple of the Sun, which I think I'm about to drop into now. Yep. Cool. Oh, pfft. Bastard once. It wouldn't be La-Mulana if you weren't getting fruitlessly knocked off of platforms by enemies. Hell, it wouldn't be a UDLP if that weren't happening constantly. Come on, let me land there. No, not gonna happen, huh? Well, guess I'll have to come down there from above another time. Let's go explore down here first off. Okay, water now. And that's a seal I can open now. Oh, that's cool. Water pressure, that's gonna push me up. Yep. Why is that chamber not open, but now I can access this door? Where does this even go? Chamber of Extinction, yeah. Definitely not ready for that. But let's take a look at just the mail I got. It's dark, it's narrow. Believe me, there should be a dark room with no lights in the ruins. There should be some places where you can light something, maybe you have a weapon. Yeah, okay. I don't, so I'll come back later. Also, I whipped that. I didn't get shocked, so I'm kind of confused. Shouldn't I be able to get up in there now? Yeah, let's try taking this from the top, because I seem to remember there's something you can do, but I could be wrong. Let's find out. All exploration and experimentation and other Asians. Oh, shoot. I'm going to have to come at this from above again, aren't I? Well, no. I got it there over there before. Let's try it. Oh, bullwhacky. Yeah, okay. I'm coming at this from above. Be a second. Okay, once again came at this from the top. Let's see if I can move around without dying. And the goddess Isis is at the Temple of the Sun. She gave birth to Horus and is a figure of motherhood. Because of this fact, she waits silently, perched higher than any other god. Alright. Hope that's as useful as it sounds. Sorry, slow down. Yeah, sorry about that. It's, whenever people are messaging me, with the window blink of one of my applications is causing the recording to slow down, so my apologies if I have to abort things like that. I don't think I can make that jump. In fact, I'm probably going to need to get a double jump to get to either of those areas, so... let's go over here, then. Oh! Please let it hit, please let it hit. Oh, not close enough. Damn it. Yeah, I need to come at this from above, or I can't get up there, I don't think. Let's just... for shits and giggles. Oh, almost make it. I'm gonna try once more on camera. Oh, yeah, that's not that bad. What the hell's wrong with me? Can you remind me of this again? Yeah, no light up ahead. Also, I should have the knife out for this, shouldn't I? Yeah. I'm tempted to think this, like, disheveled section of floor means I should be able to get in there somehow, but not seeing it happen. Well... I could have swore that getting the water here meant I could access that chest in there, but I guess not. Huh. Well then, it may be time to go explore one of the other major areas. I'll do that unless I find something else that's really markedly impressive and sexual. Alright, I'm thinking I'm going to want to try exploring the next major area of the game. Not necessarily a boss per se, but if memory serves, that area is accessed through here. What I think is... you know, come here. Come here. I hate blue hedgehogs. Let me take care of you. There we go. Alright, what I think is the Inferno Cavern. Let's see. Oh, yep, this is it. Yikes. Looks very foreboding in here. Oh shit. This would be a good start. Health bar already halved or more by lava. I'm gonna come back, but let's just see what Zeppold has to say first. Zelpid. It's me. Getting too hot today. Speaking of hot, lava's also pretty hot. Don't fall in, it'll be very bad. But if you're prepared to face danger and soldier forward, something good might just happen. You're young, so just take on the challenge. How old is Lameza Kosugi at the time of this game, anyway? I'll be back. Okay, Inferno Cavern, hopefully with 10,000 times less fail. Platforming challenges, yay. Hope I get access to the Grail Point really, really fast. I do not want to repeat that entry. Let's see, turn left and swing your weapon, turn right and swing your weapon. The souls of children long departed will be awakened. Okay, no immediate interaction here. Can't really hit the Lamia statue. So I guess not sure what it's talking about. Yeah. I exhausted pretty much all my projectiles on Bahamut. Wow, were shurikens nerfed? I've heard rumor that shurikens were nerfed in this game. It really feels like they were, especially with how hard Bahamut was. Boy. Okay, so being careful. Oh, that's a pot in this. And those are explosive, lol. And that's a trap, that's a trap, that's a trap. I should have known better. I wasn't even looking at the fake life gem. I just stepped onto the platform for the sake of stepping on it. I think the Grail Point might be up here. It's crucial that I reach it. And also crucial that I kill these skeletons. Let's see, when the snakes are enraged, it shall open. Okay, so I gotta piss off those two statues, and that'll probably open the chest. Good indicative hints, like what we've been seeing so far. Is that not enough? I angered the snakes, I just wanted to get a closer look. Come on, I want to get this pod down here. Damn it, don't knock me down to the next screen, please. Thankfully, I've got plenty of health now, so I can tank up quite a few hits. I'm out of shurikens, too. I gotta get close. Okay, my laptop is fried from the heat. That's right, I'm gonna have to get a heat-proof case, aren't I? What else do I have to do to hurt the snakes? This is as much as I know how to piss these guys off. There we go. I have to really rag on them. There we go. Please just don't knock me downstairs. And a map, excellent. Not the most important thing in the world, but better than nothing. Oh, this just acts as another level, doesn't it? Ugh, another inch, just the Twin Labyrinths. Don't want to go there right now. Looking for the Grail Point, looking for the Grail Point. Please don't dump me in lava. Does not dump me in lava, thank God. Alright. Immediate temporary safety from the lava, thank God. And what does this say? Stick to the walls. Once the flames die down, kick off the walls and proceed. Oof. Probably is the claw, like a weapon that lets you kind of wall grapple. I'll not deal with that just yet, though. Is this one of the seals I have? Yes, it is. And what did that do? Can't really... Did that just drop a ladder? I don't know, my eyes weren't paying attention. Yeah, I don't care about you guys anymore. I'm buff, I can tank up your heads. Ha! That's right, I can destroy their fire trails with my knife, so... Alright, let's see. There is more to this land than meets the eye. It is a pivotal location. Tread a different path and then return to this land again. What do you want to bet that's talking about? The backside area. Also, these blocks probably do nothing, because I can't... I've seen that blocks, like, cease to exist once you push them off screen, so who cares? Yeah, I want my whip for that so I can tack above myself. There we go. Please give me a Grail Point. I'm already almost down to my half health mark. Not here. Waiting for this fire jet to spurt so I can go up safely. Except I can't make that in a single jump, can I? No, I'm gonna have to go down here first. Leap of faith! And dying in lava, dying in lava, dying in lava. Dying in lava. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Not cool, not cool. Ah, damn it. Shit, fuck. I think it may be wiser to just fall down on the far left here rather than going for a leap of faith. Yep. And then hopefully I can avoid falling in the lava again. Assuming that, you know, various hazards don't knock me down there. Oh, 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 that's not cool. Oh, fucking hell. Trapdoor, ass. Alright, at the bottom of this land lies darkness that leads to death. Great. You know, I've been experiencing quite a bit of death recently. I don't think death really holds all that much scare for me anymore. And what's this? A cloak made from ice protects one from the heat. Yeah, I remember that. There's a item called the Ice Cloak that makes you either partially or wholly invulnerable to lava. I forget which. Ah, an entrance. What goes on in here? What is this? What if that just, like, increases gold drop? I don't want to spend the money on it now. I'm saving up money to get the better laptop, so... Okay. So far, so good. Continuing my search for the Holy Grail point. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Ooh, yeah. Those random lava blocks want to just knock me down to the fire again. I can just feel it. There it is. Thank God. Okay. I just need a little bit of caution. And yes, minor victory. Behold the Inferno Cavern. It was once the source of strength. Yeah, probably the Giants used this for vulcanized geological energy source or something like that. Like the Hephaestus area in Bioshock. Eek. Okay, so what more is there to see? That might be a good video right there. Let's see. Those seeking it in blah 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 blah. Yeah, I already found that tablet elsewhere. That's a block I'm supposed to drop down and put on this platform, but oh. Yeah, I think I need to tank up a little bit of hit there. Alright, let's do it. Yep, okay. And then just be careful with the timing so I don't get roasted by that flame jet. Push that down, wait. Okay. So far, so straightforward. What is this? Yes! The ice cape! Fucking hell awesome. So let's see if it really does just completely protect me, or... No, it doesn't, but it way, way slows down the damage. That makes this a lot more manageable. Okay, good deal. Let's go back to the Grail Point. So this means now I can explore in the lava. Let's see. There we go. As a matter of fact, I'll go back to the surface and heal myself, but I'll do that off camera. In fact, I think this will be a video. Yeah, I think we've covered enough to watch for once, and for the first time in forever, we're not ending on a boss fight. And thank God, too, that was getting exhausting. I think I could use a little break before I go see Vi. Alright, see you guys in a bit.